Welcome to the podcast, guys. Look what we have on the couch tonight, baby. It's the one and only Steve DeNuccio, or I like to say the boss. We call him the boss. We're going to get into it a little bit. He does run the local open mics in Rhode Island for us, and he does a lot of the shows with Mr. John Parada. Steve, it's good to have you tonight, man.
It's a pleasure.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Steve, so it's super exciting to have him here.
Thank you.
Steve's been, he works hard on the mics, like Rob was saying, and he took some time out of his evening to sit down with us. Appreciate it. We'll kind of get right into it, Steve. I mean, you've been in comedy for a while, and so how long have you been doing comedy? Give us a little bit of background on that.
Good question.
How long have I been doing comedy? Well, it started by accident on a cruise ship, I guess, playing piano. And then after 11 o'clock, I started doing parody songs. Well, this is well before, this is 79, 80, 79-ish, 78, 8, around that time. And, we didn't have cell phones. We had an easel saying who's performing on the ship. Yeah. And at 11 p.m., I would start doing parody songs, which I do in my sets these days. And so the cruise director liked that, and I went ahead and did it. And it was more or less sit-down comedy back then. And then I had a jazz band, and we used to play out a lot. And I did a lot in life, and I don't get enough time to talk about it. But it went from there to, and then I met John Parada, I would say 15 years ago, around the time his wife had that double lung transplant. And that's when I started doing stand-up, because something happened. It was called, you can download songs, so I could do my parody songs without bringing a piano on stage. So because I do a lot of that parody stuff, it worked for me to get into stand-up when it became more convenient, and I have to lug a piano with me. But it's been a journey. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
So you've been doing it for a long time, longer than I've been alive. I think longer than Rob's been alive, technically.
I don't know about that. Really?
78, 79, you said, around that time?
That's when you... goddamn.
Yeah, it's been a journey.
Yeah. So you were working on the cruise ship at the time?
Yeah, just temporarily, something... it was a lot of fun just doing that, and then that's where I was discovered by the mouse, so to speak, with the big ears.
Is that how you got started in the whole Disney thing?
Yes.
All right.
Ended up playing.
I wasn't sure if we're okay to throw that out there, but that's I think that's one of the coolest thing about you, Steve. I brag about you to my wife because she's an artist. I go, I know a guy that works at Disney.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and we take a look at your art and we appreciate it.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, we do.
Artistrybysteve.com for you folks
check
who want to see it.
Yep.
Check
there'll
it
be
out.
links tomorrow.
Artistrybysteve.com. I put a lot, and that's only a fraction of what I do for commissions, both for local people and Disney and whatnot. It was a lot of fun. I really, I love my life. I even owned a dental lab for 39 years. You say,
really?
Wow, wait a minute, you're an artist and you go into dental lab, because it's artwork. You're really building teeth. I made crowns, and I used to put tooth tattooing into the crown. So people would have their crown, and I would put tattoos in porcelain inside the crown. I used to, my dental lab at the time was called Crown Dental Lab. You probably could Google it and find it. I enjoyed doing that. So I had the comedy, I had the dental, I had the art, I had the music, I had everything. I was juggling a lot of balls, as Buddy Cianci. As Buddy Cianci would say, you were the Renaissance man, and I was good friends with him. And
Very cool.
Indeed I was. And so here I am, and I'm in what I call open mic purgatory.
Open mic purgatory.
Well, so you do a lot of open mics. We'll kind of jump around with different topics, but that's really the big one. You do three open mics, right? You do the Pub on Park. You do the Napolitanos, Jake and Johnny's. How long have you been running those? You've been running them pretty
well.
on
I think
your
we were
own.
coming upon 15 years at the Pub on Park.
Wow.
Jake and Johnny's, I think that's going on 7. I would say 7 years, and I really didn't. And that's on Federal Hill. I really didn't think that was going to work out because of the parking situation. But after 6:30, it's free parking, and it became one of our most loved Mike.
Yeah.
And along with the pub on Park. And then Jake bought another place out in the same owner, bought another place in Smithfield.
Yep.
And so now we do one there in Smithfield. And it's kind of, it's cranking up. The Smithfield folks, they go to bed real early.
Yeah. They got to get them up.
And there's no foot traffic there. So we got a lot of comedians. And he's taken some of my hints on how to grab locals into that place. He's right near that mall where there has Dave's Market, and you know where that is. It's out there. And I said, hey, you had Uno's that closed up. You should stop putting flyers on people's cars. People looking for pizza. You got the pizza. Uno's is not there anymore.
True.
You know? So it's like, take advantage of that customer.
Yeah, you're replacing a pizza joint that left. You know what I mean? If the people like
that's
Uno's.
That's a good point. You know? And not to mention their pizza's awesome. Like, I mean, I might be a little biased, but because it's our spot to go to. Yeah. But Jake and Johnny's at Federal Hill is awesome pizza, and he carried their recipe over.
Oh, God.
And they got the same recipe at both locations. You get the same food, so you have, because it's the same guy, it's the same recipe. So it's a lot of fun. Comics like it. And that's a secret to an open mic. So a secret to an open mic is to have a place where, you know, comics are hitting a lot of mics.
Yep.
And if they end up at your mic last or whatever, you want the drinks to be reasonable and you want the food to be reasonable and good. Yeah. Once you get yourself into a place where the food is too expensive, you know, that doesn't work for comics. Yeah. You know, they're not getting paid to come to an open mic. And if they want to work it around and get dinner after your last mic and maybe you're the last one, they'll eat at my locations only for the simple reason it's reasonable. Yeah, and the food is good and there's no trouble.
And exactly. I do it almost every time.
Oh yeah,
the pizza special up in Federal Hill is really nice.
It really is. It really is.
Comes with the soda and everything.
Yeah, my thing is like sometimes I'll tell my wife, like, listen, I'm not really gonna eat too much tonight because I'm gonna go to the mic and just eat there. I'm gonna grab pizza or whatever, some wings or some fries or whatever.
It works out.
Yeah.
And we had a mic. I won't mention the name. It didn't work out so well. It wasn't too far from. It was not too far from the funeral home in Cranston, and it just his plates were too expensive, $22. I was saying, no, you gotta have bar food. $22 from macaroni and this, and it was way out of whack. I said, John, this isn't going to work out because the comics, they're not going to make money, and that's the idea of an open mic, right? The venue has to make money.
Correct. Yeah, because they're holding that place, they're holding that spot for you, so to speak, right?
Right.
Well, and maybe it's so. I'm sure they strategically choose like a slower night during the week to have that mic too, kind of bring in the business. But that's absolutely 100% correct, and they want to get the business too. And
if it works, you got like at Federal Hill, we got 30 comics and sometimes a wait list, and awesome. That's those comics are all fair to the place. You got 98% of them are buying stuff.
Yep.
Pub on Park, the same thing. Jake and Napolitanos, you got people going there. I watch the comics.
Yep.
Most of them are purchasing stuff. Yeah. So they're not using it as a garage to do like a garage brand practice. Yeah. They're actually supporting the mic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of comics out there understand, like, listen, you go, you buy a drink, you support the mic. That's why it's important. I think, me personally, I like to jump around to different mics. Like, I'll be like, all right, well, if I did Napolitanos this week, I'm probably going to hit 2 other outside mics outside. I try to spread the support around everywhere. You know what I mean? Monday's a little hard for us to do the podcast, so sometimes we'll go after the show. But, try to definitely go out there as much as we can. But Thursdays are a lot of fun. Jake and Johnny's become one of my favorites. Because it's like a nightlife vibe.
Everybody has a favorite.
Yeah, it's really cool in there. And I always get laughs there. I never really had
it's a tight place. It's small.
Yeah, it's intimate. It's cool. I like it over there.
You got 30 people in there. You got a tight place. Everybody's a tight-knit crowd, and you get some feedback in there. So it really works out well in that location.
Yeah, it's also fun to see like the street life walking by, and some people actually pop in and just have a drink and like chill. And
you get some. Now the colleges are back, and we're a college state and a college town. You got RISD, Brown, PC.
Yep,
you got Rick. You got CCRI. Certain campus, you got everybody. All the students come in, and it's great. Those are great comics. So because they bring their friends.
Exactly.
So now you got an audience.
Yeah, it's great when you see some people sitting there. A couple of times at Putnam Park, I've noticed a couple tables here and there, people strolling in. It's maybe 4 or 5 people, but that makes a difference.
It does.
When it's a room full of comics.
It's tough to perform to people who are practicing their set.
Because I've already heard yours a million times.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, the pub had an 80th birthday. that just rolled through?
That's right.
What a great crowd. They laughed at mine, laughed at mine.
They stayed
everyone.
the whole night.
The whole night.
I was
such
hosting
a good time.
that night, I think. And then
I love that
they ended up staying, and there was an older guy. I forgot his name, but he's like, I was like, oh, well, there's a name unless I didn't recognize. Because a lot of times you go on the mics, you know who the people are. You know that's the usual crowd. There's a name. I'm like, oh. So I said the name. The guy's like, oh, that's me. And I said, oh, yeah, that's funny. I'm like, okay. I'm like joking. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, oh. I was like, I'm so sorry. I thought you were joking around because he was kind of like joking around all night. And then he ended up getting up. He was an older guy. I think he was 80s, something like that. And he did a whole set, and he was very funny.
Crushed it, dude.
And the trick to him, like when I post them on all these open mic sites, even Ohio, I posted in Cal. They say, why are you doing that? I say, you don't seem to understand. It's going to be that person who was from Rhode Island, who's now living in one of these states, who knows that he does comedy, who knows that we have a mic, comes in and tells his family, oh, I'm going to be in town, I'm going to be performing at an open mic there, and all of a sudden, on that rare occasion, but it happened when you get a lot of rares happening, you got tables that are filled, like the 83-year-old guy, a girl that comes in from Ohio. All of a sudden, her families that live here all come out to see her. You got 40 people in the pub, and it's, Eric says, I wish I knew there was going to be this many people. I would have been prepared. I said, I didn't know it'd be that many people, but I posted everywhere, and that's the reason why I do it, because you never know.
You never know.
Somebody here on a visit that used to live here.
Yeah, and that's something I want to do too. Starting next year, is I travel maybe 4 to 6 times for work in a calendar year, and I want to start hitting the mics. Go a day early. They support a day early, day later traveling. So kind of want to hit some local.
So you want to check out like some other mics in other states?
Yeah, I go to the Carolinas a ton. I go to Texas a lot. I go to all those places. So it might be interesting to go. To do that.
It is funny because I've never been to other people's open mics because I'm doing my own.
Yeah, by that time you're like, all right.
And it's like the painter who paints people's houses, and you wonder why he doesn't paint his own house. You've heard that story.
Oh, of course.
That's like work to him, so he doesn't even paint his own house.
Right.
And it's the same thing. It's like I'm doing shows for John for the Comedy Factory on a weekend, shows, and then I'm doing mics, and it's like, when you have that one day off, you want to be home. I got to catch up on my artwork. People don't realize I have other things that I have to do. Other commissions I have to get done. So I use advantage. I don't mean to insult people who have open mics. I want you to do good, because we were a state that had only one mic, us. And now that more popped up, it's the greatest thing for comics. Like trick-or-treat night. You can go knocking on everybody's door and do a mic,
They're popping up everywhere.
It's great.
It's come to the point where me, personally, I'm like, oh, which one do I do this week? You know what I mean? Like, do I want to do Wait and See? Do I want to do Kinsman? Do I want to do Napolitanos, Jake and Johnny's? And it's really cool. They got the, Will Wells has a couple, which is, the Firefighters Hall, XO Bar comes up sometimes. There's a lot of different places you can go. And it's cool because sometimes it's always a different crowd. I did the Centerdale, and it was a different crowd. I did it last Wednesday, and then I hit Napolitanos, and it was like different crowd, different set of comedians I haven't really worked with too much before. So it was really nice to kind of mingle into that crowd and then go back to home base, which is the John Prada mics. Because at the end of the day, like, that's where me and Rob started, and that's where I'm most comfortable, because I know everybody there. You know what I mean?
And the beautiful thing is that we got Boston comics coming in, and sometimes from Connecticut. We got Worcester comics coming in. And if they're going to travel to come down to Rhode Island and hit a mic, they don't want to just hit one mic and then go home. But if there's 3 mics or 4 mics, it's worth for them to come. And they've learned, and I've done a thing that I don't know if many mics do. If you want, you can text me. I don't pick up the phone because otherwise it'll be too many calls. Text me and I'll put you on the list. Say you want to go early, middle, late. At least I can accommodate your journey. And they love that and appreciate it. And this is why I think with us, it really worked out well, because I tried to accommodate comics either who want to leave the mic early and go somewhere else, so they want to be on the top of the list, or maybe they got work in the morning, but that doesn't mean you only get at the mic by texting me. You can show up and go up. You have that option too.
I've done both. I'm a fan of texting you, Steve, as everyone else is, but
it can get a lot of fun.
That's a major perk for me, because sometimes it's like on a Friday, it's like shit, I'm not gonna make it, and come up late to go on the list, and it might be dead last, and like you said, you got work in the morning. At least you got a texting system, which is nice.
Open line of communication.
That being said,
still going on. People, I'll say, it's still going on. We got another half hour. Boom, they show up.
And I've done that too. I've been 30th on the list. It's okay.
Yep.
How many texts do you get a day?
Yeah, that's
70.
Good question.
I knew there was a number. I was just wondering because
around 65, 70 text messages a day.
There's a tease from Parada.
A lot of times, I don't answer them until if I'm in the middle of doing something and I can't answer, so there'll be like a 2-hour silence. But I answer those texts by the times they come in, to be fair with everybody.
And Steve gets your text when he gives you a big middle finger from Mickey Mouse.
Oh, yeah. I like those who I know who could take a joke.
Yeah.
Like, I'll respond. I try to wake people up who usually text me. I'll say, you coming to this mic tonight? You coming to that? If they don't, I'll send them a Mickey Mouse with a middle finger. I took a picture of my middle finger and threw it.
I got that
but
one.
I don't do that to everybody. Not the ladies, at least. But I do. I those that I know who could take a joke, and we're comics. We should be able to take a joke. But some of us have. Some of us are uptight, so I don't go there. So I'll send a middle finger, and it just gets. And they'll send a message back laughing at it. It just to break everybody's day up. I just try to be different.
You do.
Try to be fun.
Guys, Steve isn't going to text you a middle finger. He's just going to say, "Come on down."
And then I feel like, no, he's like,
unless
well,
you're
fuck
me.
you then.
And I always say, oh, you're just telling me I'm number one. I know, I'm number one.
Yeah.
Got it.
No, definitely. You're doing a lot out there, honestly, getting all these texts. I still do it too. Like, this guy must get texts 1,000,000 times a day.
A lot of, because it's not, so to really quantify what I was saying, so when I get that many texts, it's not only comedy. So I have many worlds. I live in the art world. I live in the music world. I live in putting on presentations for businesses world. I have comedy worlds. I got a lot of text messages coming in.
So I guess this begs the next one. Do you sleep?
I get around anywhere from 5 to 6, top end 6. 5 hours is all I need.
Yeah, that's all. I'm the same way.
I'm like our current president. I'm not trying to get into. I'm not trying to get into.
This is
politics.
Matt's favorite subject.
He gets a 5-hour sleep, and so do I, because I'm energized. I have to.
I love that, man.
I've got to get up.
You just add hours to your day when you do that. I wish I could do that.
24,000 steps a day. That's my goal.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah.
You got more energy and vitality than I do.
I have. My kids say, "How do you do that?"
I envy that a lot.
Keep going.
I look at you and I always think like I even say to my wife, I don't know how he does it.
And
you're 69.
I'm 69.
Not
I was
69.
born July 3rd, 1956.
Wow. Steve, you got some good genes, buddy. You should be on the American Eagle ad. Steve DeNuccio has nice genes, but like literal, like molecular level.
Genes. Oh, they'll love me. When I wear the skinny jeans, I usually tell people I'm hot. And they'll go, "Yeah, you're hot, all right."
Like, no, I'm sweating.
But I always like to bust chops. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna dress up like a kid, but I don't want to dress up like that old guy cranked over in baggy clothes. I just don't want to be that guy. I want to wake up. I want to take my shower. I want to look good. I want to feel good. And I want to get up. Been happily married 44 years. So, folks, it's not because I'm trying to play the field. It's not what I'm doing. It
makes you feel good.
I want to be able to present
You got those Air Max 95s
right.
on right now. No, I'm just kidding.
I go, what?
You got those Air Max 95s on.
Actually, these are Florsheim's. I love them.
But, so, geez, Stevie, what's the secret, man? What's the secret sauce? You got any?
I don't know. I just...
after all these years...
Positive attitude.
I just think... I always feared that if you slow down, you die. And I'm not a fear of death, being I've died once already. So it's when I was 11 on a bike.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's a whole other podcast. Believe me, I'm writing a book about it. And that's a true story. But the thing is, after that, I just... I wake up and I feel as I'm a goal setter, and I have my watch always tells me if I didn't do this by this time, I want to know why. I have to answer to myself why I didn't meet that goal at this time. So I'm a goal setter. I haven't learned. I don't know if your folks who listen work for a company that does lean. Lean is when I managed a dental company after I sold my business, they were lean operated. So 6 Sigma lean means that you have to be a production. You have your stand-up meetings. You have your funnel to see who's coming in for product support. And did you get to that person in 24 hours? And they have the fishbone and all that stuff. Believe me, my life is very, very structured where I have goals I have to meet. And if I don't meet them, I have to answer to why I didn't.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's a good way. That's a good way.
I am.
Structure.
That
You know what I mean?
Awesome. I that's something I want to achieve. So.
And I do have dinner with the wife, and we do go out and eat. We always have dinner together.
You gotta have that time.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, guys. Just just kidding.
And by the way,
that's impressive.
Speaking of cocaine, Robin Williams was my guy that I love for comedy. Not because, but he was cocaine. You saw his show on YouTube. But one of the things that I liked about Robin Williams is that he Juilliard trained, and he uses the stage.
Yep.
He doesn't believe in standing in that one spot. He said you got to be different than what you see out there. You got a lot of monotone comics that go out there. Well, monotone might work for somebody. Stephen Wright was very monotone. He talked like this. And always got the hair. That might work for him. That's his shtick. But me, I like to add music. I like to add theater. I like to move around. You want to come out being different than your other comics that show up on that show. Otherwise, the audience can fall asleep. You don't know. You know who you're following. So you want to be out. That's why I go out with the rap song.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I love that. I love that song. Yep.
It wakes everybody up. Everybody likes rap.
Everyone goes, "What the hell? Oh, whoa!" And I hear people go, "Oh my god!" I hear people like
hitting fucking potholes. Like, holy shit.
Last time we did did a show together. I believe it was the Putnam Park show showcase, and you did that bit, and everyone's like, "Oh my god!" Like that's I had people sitting at my table like, "Oh my god!" And like I saw people's reaction. They're like, these people talking like, "Oh my god, he's gonna do that. He's gonna do that." Like, "Oh my god, look at his hat."
I cranked the hat like this, and put the chain on, and everybody. And here you got a 69-year-old guy, and he got the arthritic hand. You got to do the arthritic hand to do the rap, right? And I'm into the audience. I'm running into the audience, and it's like they love it. When I finish that bit, I always get a big round of applause because people just don't expect that. Because I come into the game, either I open a show to start the energy, or I come in the middle and pick it up.
Yeah.
We definitely see that.
I think it's people's reaction too when you're doing one of your jokes and you take your hat off and everyone just laughs because
the airport routine.
Yes, because there's something in the bag and then they're like, "Do you think I need this?" And it's
I actually love that bit.
And I take off the hat and people say, "He doesn't have hair." Folks, I'm not ashamed of it. You take it off, they go, "Oh my God," and it gets a laugh because again, didn't expect it.
Yeah.
That's why after the rap and I'm trying to pull the chain off, I don't take the hat off because I got to keep the hat on for the bit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Otherwise, they see me ball twice. Although the ball coming back in the end could be a callback, right? But I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny. But so I feel like a lot of your comedy is pretty creative too. You use different parts for your bit. I don't want to give all your stuff away, but you use certain aspects to your bit.
Yep.
And then
situational.
And then you got the props like you were saying, like the chain, and you got some airport stuff. I think that's really creative. You got a creative background that you're saying, so I can kind of see where that comes from. You've been pretty much an artist your whole life, it sounds like, and it kind of goes into your comedy as well.
Exactly. Yeah. I try to take it in. And there's a set of comics out there that will say, "Oh, he's a prop comic." Or you get people saying, he's a prop comic.
I don't get that vibe, though. From you.
Here's my response to you folks who knock a prop comic. If the prop comic is getting laughs and matter-of-fact ovations, as I've got many a times, if a prop comic is getting the laughs, you could stick your opinion up your wahoo.
Yeah.
Because guess what? What your job as a comedian, whether you use a prop or whether you don't, is to make that audience laugh. You don't know if you're going to have a good set because everybody, you, myself, everybody, doesn't know an audience, and you might have an off night. Thank God. I mean, I haven't never failed. Mm-hmm. But there were nights we might come up 70% instead of 100. I always strive for that 100. Yeah. But speaking of fail, one advice to any comedian out there, listen, don't ever do a wedding. Never do a wedding.
Yeah.
I had a boss when I managed a dental company. So my son, they were from Germany. He was marrying a girl from Canada, and she was serious. He said, so we got to make her laugh. He said, so we need a comic. I said, you don't want a comic at a wedding. Yeah. Well, we're at the River Falls was the wedding was going to be there, and I show up and ready to go up. So when I said I never fail, this is a fail. But it was a fail because I knew it before going in. So they introduced me as, we got a comedian not coming up. And I told my boss, I said, it's not going to work. Oh, yes, it was. Sadly, my dad died 2 days before. We hadn't even buried him. And I wasn't going to say no, so I still showed up. And that was 2015.
That's dedication, folks.
I'm ready to do the stuff, and the bride says, who invited a comic to my wedding?
Oh, no.
As soon as I started doing something, her father in the audience was going like this to me.
Oh, no.
Her father. The Germans were laughing because I was getting into it. They were serious from Canada. The Germans, from Bremen, Germany. They flew in for the son's wedding. It was like, uh-oh, what do I do? I was supposed to be on for 20 minutes. 5 minutes, I was out. Wished him luck. I saw him a week later. He came back to work. He said, I owe you money. I said, no, you don't. I already warned you ahead of time. So word to the wise, never do comedy at a wedding. That's a bride's day to shine, not to have a joke told.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, that's great advice. And you kind of segue into what I wanted to ask you at near the end, but we'll ask it now. You've been in the game so long, you're tenured. What is one piece of advice that you'd give to all the comics out there? Me, Matt, budding comics in the game right now. What would you do? What would you say for advice?
Well, I gave two advices before we got to this question.
Yep.
One, never do a wedding.
Yep.
Two, it's like be different than what you...
The ultimate piece.
Try to...
Yeah.
Everybody hears an alarm going off in a parking lot. Everybody's got those car alarms. Beep, 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 beep. You know what we do? We ignore it, right? We don't even care. Maybe there's a real robbery going on. But if you hear a little kid screaming, they're screaming in the parking lot, you immediately turn around because that girl could be in danger. A kid could be in danger. What's the difference? The difference is you don't want to be a rubber stamp in this business. You don't want to be a rubber stamp. You want to be able to go up there and be creative. A thing that I see bad with a lot of comics, and being I'm a singer and I'm a musician, and I also used to teach voice. One of the things I noticed with a lot of comics, they're not diaphragmatic. Meaning they're not coming from there, they're coming from here. And then you're holding the mic over here, and you've lost the back room. They're not going to, if they have to say to the people at the table, what did he say? What was that? Yeah. Oh, he said this. Oh, and then you get maybe a giggle laugh in the background. My advice to you is to know your stuff, practice at the open mics, get up there, do situational stuff that happens to you in your life, maybe in your business, so you can remember it. And then once you got a bit that works, elongate that. So if it's a bit that makes you funny, don't bounce around to different subjects. Elongate it. Make the bit, like when I do the Disney World stuff. Right. And I'm out there and when I worked on the promotional of Ariel, the Little Mermaid, what I did was I elongated it. I did the bit, then I made it funnier, then I added something else to it, then I added something else, so that one-time bit became maybe a minute or 2 minutes. And the other last advice I can give to a comic, last advice, when you're developing your material, you have to determine how many rooms you want to work in. So if you have 10 minutes of clean, have 10 minutes of dirty. Don't do pedophile jokes. Don't do hate jokes. Don't dance on the grave of people who get killed and make that funny. Don't. Just don't. You want to work at a lot of rooms, and the way to do that, if somebody called you up and you're working at a church, do you have clean material to work at a church function? Say like Parada, who I'll walk into a gig and he'll say to me, Stevie, no Wizard of Oz tonight. We can't do the Wizard of Oz because it's a part of that whole bit that gets into a different language, and it might not work. And I always listen, but I'm prepared. I got an hour and a half of material, so I know I can extrapolate this. So when you're doing comedy, always have your clean, have your dirty, and I won't go beyond the F word. I don't get into racial stuff. Don't get into stuff that's going to get you banned.
Yeah.
Try to think, unless you make it big, right? When you make it big and you're making millions of dollars and people are paying serious money to see your show, you do what you want at that point. But if you're developing your career, not a good idea.
Yeah, it's a good point.
That was great advice.
Great advice. I'm glad I'm glad John Prodigy was like, listen, said the same thing. Like when I think it was in the class too, he's like pretty much like you'll get booked more doing clean comedy. And I wrote a lot. Half my jokes are more than half my jokes are clean. And I got asked to do a 25-minute set of clean comedy, and that's coming up in November. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to say no because that's an opportunity, right?
Right.
And luckily, I'm looking at all my notes, and I'm look, a lot of my stuff is clean, so I can actually do a pretty good long set of clean material. Now, a lot of the jokes are jokes I've already done, but there's jokes that I can turn that are clean. I can turn them into dirty if I wanted to, or I can turn it back.
You can turn the crank, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good feeling. I'm like, thank God I wrote a lot of clean shit because I don't want to say no to that opportunity. Whether I can do it or not, I'm going to go for it. You know what I mean? Might as well. But
I had a guy who I met just the other day. I was somewhere, and he says, I know you. I said, how? He says, you performed in my backyard for a birthday party, and I knew right away. I said, Pawtucket? He said, yeah. I said,
holy
that
shit.
was with you.
That was the show
loved
we
the
did.
Show. He said, we had a great time. It was my father's birthday. Or something.
Yes, that's
I
great.
said, wow, he was 70 or whatever years.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was a great gig. We had a good show that night.
That was so fun. We hung out in this person's backyard. That was small, intimate.
We might have dropped an F-bomb, but we didn't get wicked out of bounds. We didn't. You kind of look around. You see a kid in the audience. I mean, a young kid, a young girl. You got to know nobody should be able to tell you. Look at the audience, know your room, read your room, and then be able to adjust your comedy so you don't go off the deep end.
Yep. That is really fun. I wanted to touch upon that show too, but that was a lot of fun. We went there, it was the summer.
Yeah.
That lady reached out to me over Facebook because my friend, she was like, on like a community page, like, looking for a comedian, like amateur or experienced. Just I want someone at my father's birthday party. So my friends tagged me, a bunch of people, like some people I worked with, and my friend Nick. Shout out to you, Nick Cabral. You helped me out big time. But he messaged her or messaged me, whatever, tagged me in it. So she messaged me, hey, like you were recommended. Like, what's your this and that? So I ended up texting you, and we worked it out. And yeah, we had a great show.
We had a great show. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you asking me.
That was
a wonderful night.
Awesome. That was so fun. They offered us cupcakes, whatever it was afterwards,
and drinks and everything. Awesome. They had good food and everything. Yeah. It just I usually eat before I show up at these shows, but it was great. They were nice. They made accommodation for me to park on the sidewalk because there wasn't much parking on that street in the area there, not too far away from where the baseball park was. But it was a great night. Great people, friendly. Friendly. It was a great gig.
Yeah, it was good. It was my first private gig, and I had a lot of fun. So I'm glad we were able to secure that, lock it in. I was like, that was cool. You know what I mean? It was an experience for sure. I'll definitely remember. So
and I appreciate it. Yeah. Sometimes I won't get booked, even because there are people out there, that don't like your political opinion. I run my own podcast, all right, folks, but I'm very careful on politics on stage. That's again. If you're going to do local politics, always work. Like the former governor, everybody just. That she does have good ratings. I don't know how she got elected. Yeah. You can go do that. But when you get into the presidential stuff, that's when you can split your audience. You get sometimes you don't get booked. People, and I don't care. I'm a busy guy anyway. You don't want to book me, I don't care. laughing all the way to the bank anyway, because I do a lot of stuff. Between my social media, my art, my music, my comedy. I enjoy what I do. I'm a very lucky man in life, and I can't think, and it's nice. I met people like you guys. We have a lot of fun. You're doing this. You're trying to get into the game. Podcasting is the way people are reading. Cable news is losing numbers all across the board because people are getting their information, their entertainment, and their news and their advice on shows like this.
Yep. Podcasting is big.
I think I listen to a lot of podcasts, like personally as a consumer.
Me too. I like Rogan.
For my interest, I like Rogan too. For my, my personal, like sometimes like. I look around Matt's studio here, and we were noting it before, but there's a lot of Greek stuff, like mythology.
I noticed it right away.
I love the philosophy podcast too, like on the way to work, just anything really. So I'm also a consumer of podcasts, and I think you're exactly right. I think you just go right to the source. For someone that has the authority to speak on something. Right. There you go. They have a podcast. It's a beautiful thing.
I'll listen to technology podcasts like Apple. I'll listen to Meta podcasts like Meta Frames and things. I'm very much into technology. I'm the guy who buys technology before the kids do. I'm just that kind of guy. I've got 12 Alexas around the house. I've got HomePods from Siri around the house. And my wife doesn't mind me having a relationship with any of them because it's only going to be oral, right?
Right, exactly.
This is impromptu, Steve. But can we talk to Alexa right now, or no?
What, in my phone?
Steve's got a lot of Alexas around.
Oh my god!
He's a technologically guy.
I like Alexa. Sound guy. She's nice. She's very. Let's see if she's awake. Alexa, what time is it?
The current time is 9:47 p.m.
Alexa, what's the date?
It's Monday, October 27th, 2025 today.
Alexa, where am I?
What the fuck, Steven? You should know that. So please don't bother me with these questions, you little jerk you.
Uh-oh.
And jealous of Siri? Guys, I can't tell you. Alexa, Siri makes me happier.
I can make you happier. Have a blue dress. Monica Lewinsky taught me everything.
Now, the other part of it was, at Disney, we tell you to have a magical day. That's what we're told. If you could get pissed off at us. I was into more of the drawing, and I played piano for them. So I didn't get a lot of anger from people, from our guests. But when you have a magical day, we tell you have a magical day. By the way, that means go fuck yourself. Even she figured it out. Alexa, wait, have a magical day.
Right back at you, Stephen.
Oh, she didn't say it.
May your evening be filled with wonder and your dreams be absolutely enchanting.
That sounded like fuck you to me.
No, wait. Alexa, have a magical day.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
There we go. It's better.
Hey. Sometimes you have to wake her up. She's asleep,
That's funny.
But I have a lot of fun with her. I interact with her. I am into AI as an artist, and I have those Meta framed, those Meta 3D cool. VR. Mm-hmm. As an artist, it's the biggest help. So especially if you're doing big murals on things you draw, you put these frames on, these goggles, and they're like they look like a deep sea diver or whatever. Yeah. And so you're looking at your drawing, and now you're going on a wall. So you get your drawing, and you can look at the drawing, and you can use gestures to enlarge it and to see how it places on the wall. Then you can get a chalk and trace your drawing that you've already done. And then take the goggles off and then just fill in all the details, because I just wanted the dimensions.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I just love technology.
Yeah, so you're very tech savvy.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. And
this is not your average 69-year-old, guys. This is
no.
Steve,
I got her in my car.
Jesus.
The only thing Alexa doesn't do right now is flush my toilet. I'm working on
wipe your ass or something.
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it.
I got to figure out how I can put a bidet in there and sprinkle my ass with water or something.
Hey Alexa,
we'll
spritz my ass.
What the fuck, Steve? You asshole.
Yeah, what the fuck, Steve? You asshole. You ate Chinese and Mexican at the same day, you asshole. Squirt.
I even asked this bitch.
Do you want the finger again, Steve?
I even asked this bitch. I was looking for a deodorant, and I've heard this stuff about Mando and stuff.
Yeah.
I wanted to order it on Amazon. Here's the advice I got from Bitchling. Alexa, what's a good deodorant?
One moment.
Oh.
She's just thinking,
I
guys.
found some solid
When I did maybe some. Alexa,
confused.
what's a good deodorant? I hate it when she's like this.
There's a whole new product for men called Mando. It goes beyond underarms and goes below the belt down to your package, so it will smell all nice, especially when you are getting a blowjob.
Alexa, stop.
Stop, there's kids in the room.
Unfortunately, that's what you get.
Yeah.
And
Would you
AI
like to-
is even just as bad.
Would you like to order your 50 cases like last month?
AI can go off the deep end too, and Siri,
Oh, yeah.
Siri's just
That's just fun.
she's very boring, but the home pods, I got them, I use them for the TV stereo and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
That's great.
I like technology. I'm not your regular 69-year-old
true.
guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm really not.
Well, I don't bring age to it, but it's just like flabbergasted. You look like you're not even near that.
Thank you.
And you have the energy of
Well,
me. You have
I'm
the
going to
energy
put
of a
Alexa in my
22-year-old.
casket when I die. I'm thinking that, if I want the lights on, Alexa put the casket
go.
light on.
Yeah.
She'll put it on. I'm thinking I'm going to do something. I got to go in style.
you can
You
do it to
gotta.
freak your loved ones out when you're, in the coffin.
Yeah, what's that comic did something like that? Didn't he do
Did he?
something where he had his tape in the coffin?
That's creepy.
Oh, I think I
don't know.
saw that. Right?
Yeah, it was on the news, and it was like, "Let me out, let me
Yeah,
out."
yeah.
It was
God,
like,
that's
oh,
terrible.
and everybody's laughing because he was a jokester.
That's who he was,
And I
yeah.
guess somebody had the clicker to activate it when the
Jesus.
coffin
That's
was
amazing.
ready to go, being lowered by the lowering device at the cemetery.
Yeah, imagine that.
And it was like, oh
fucked up.
my God, even the last minute he had to throw a joke. Hey, maybe we ought to do something like that. I have to
Yeah.
think something up.
Bring some light to the situation.
Celebrate the life,
Yeah.
don't mourn the death.
I like these mics with these. They need
Right?
they need a Brazilian or something.
Yeah.
I haven't seen hair like
Right.
this in a long time.
Since the 70s.
That's the 80s, bro. What do you
Since I was
mean?
on that cruise ship in the 70s.
Everybody's shaving it off. I feel
bringing
like
back
I'm
core
reaching,
memories.
reaching puberty over here with these mics.
That's
I love
funny.
it.
Oh, that's funny.
That's great.
Well, I wanted to just
Back to
comment
the comedy.
before, because we're getting close to around 10 o'clock and I got to go back to the mic. But I wanted to touch upon, like, Rob was saying, you got a lot of energy. It's like, yeah,
Tons.
you're doing 3 mics a night, 3 mics a week, and then you're out there till like sometimes 11 o'clock. And then I see you're doing your podcast that starts early in the morning.
6:40 in the morning.
Yeah, you're driving around.
Insane.
I literally had the thought, I'm like, does Steve, like, how is he not tired? Because I usually have the same sleep schedule. I'm in bed by like midnight the latest. I wake up around 6:45 to go to work. I mean, for
5:15 I'm up at 5:15 every morning.
I'm like, how do you do
Except
it?
on Tuesdays
out.
I get to sleep a little late. That's a day I designated as my day.
Yeah.
It's like
Love it.
tomorrow is my day,
Yeah.
and my wife will have her day off too. And it's like I go to work. I do commercial. I like to do commercials and whatnot. I do announcements for a market I'm not going to mention.
Yeah.
Only
Sure.
because I don't want the comedy. I don't want to put them in a bad spot.
Yeah.
But I do commercials and tell people how to also on their speaker system do commercials and
Yeah.
do deli work for them and everything. I have a lot of fun. And then I leave there early and then I go and do my artwork in my studio. It's either at RISD or at home. So
Yeah.
it's, and then when I finish getting those things done, then I have dinner with the wife, and then if I have a show, then that's it. Like Wednesday, I'm going to be leaving work. I got a gig at 3:00 at a facility, the assisted living facility with John. At the 3:00, I'm going to leave there, go home, have dinner, and then go out and do another show.
All right, cool.
At Napolitano. So I have that Wednesday is going to be triple busy. I won't get artwork done that day, which would piss me off. But I gotta.
You go, hey,
have to
comedy
catch
work
up.
calls.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. So
But
you're
I
going to be
love
there
it.
on Wednesday at Napolitano's on Wednesday night?
Yep.
And
We'll
he's
be
still
there.
He's there
This
for every.
Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's gonna
I
be
love
great
it. I
fun.
got one day off tomorrow. I love it.
There you go.
I love tomorrow. I get up and relax, go to the
That sounds
TV,
great.
have my coffee, and just watch jazz music. I like to watch
Sounds
Emmett
great.
Cohen on YouTube.
Yeah.
He's excellent jazz man. He's they're all
That's cool.
Juilliard trained. So I like to listen to jazz, and then after a couple hours of that, do my errands and do what I got to do.
Yeah.
How often are you writing comedy? Like, do you sit there with a pen and paper?
No, I
do you just record yourself? Like, what's the process of like?
I don't
Just curious.
I might put a note on like a speech note. So in other words, the whole joke isn't written out. Just a reminder of what to do on my phone. But I don't ever look at my phone when I'm doing my stuff. But I write stuff all day. I'm like when I'm drawing and you're idle and I have either classical or jazz music playing on in the background. I'm thinking of jokes I can do, and what I do is just try to build what I've already have.
Yeah.
And once I've got it, then I'm working on something else. I'm also an accordion player, so I'm going to be bringing the accordion into the game. But I also am looking for one of those guitars, that has the keys. Yeah. So I think that'd be lighter and easier. Because the accordion weighs 60 pounds.
Yep.
It could weigh 50 to 60 pounds. But I do a lot of accordion. I'm thinking a lot of stuff to do. And again, I'll probably play the Pirates of the Caribbean, because it sounds like the accordion. But that would be a good Rhode Island theme, with pillage and loot.
Rogue Island.
It's like, you can't even change the words. I don't think we're loved by my mommies and dads. Drink up, me hearties. That's Rhode Island politics all the way. And folks, if you're coming to Rhode Island, keep off our bridges. They're not safe.
Yeah, they're terrible. That's a PSA.
Funny. The guitar thing.
Yeah, that's a PSA.
You ever see the ones you blow into? They're plastic.
Oh, yes, I do. I've seen them. But you can't talk while you're blowing, It's like...
Yeah, that's what she said.
That's going to take this in a whole new direction if we're talking about blowing into something. I don't want to get back into the oval orifice, but we could,
That's funny.
There we go. And I try to avoid the political comedy. Yeah. But, hey, folks, I love whoever you vote for, I love you just the same. That's the way I always say it on my podcast. Yep. I may be the conservative guy, but at the end of the day, I love who you love, and I love who you are. Just let's not hate, just love.
Exactly.
That's the way I like it. Yep. We could agree to disagree.
Yep. And then and then just laugh a little bit, do some comedy. You know what I mean?
That's it.
We can laugh. What's Chris Tab? If we can laugh together,
we live together. If we can laugh together, we can live together.
We got to get back to that point where we could have a conversation and say, okay, we think differently. It's okay. You drive a Mustang, I drive a Caddy, or whatever. You know what you want to know how bad hate is. This isn't political. It's this. See this? I have an iPhone. A lot of times I will go out and do a show, and everybody has their phones, so you can always identify an Android from an iPhone.
Sure.
I'll go, look, you have an iPretend. And then everybody gets like, oh God, you made fun of my phone. It's like a religion. My Android's better than your iPhone, and it just gets all together, breaks apart.
Fucking
We've
nerds.
become so divisive, even in the friggin' device we use. As long as we can talk and text, who cares? But I had a lot of fun. I call it, oh, you have an iPretend.
Yeah.
Boom, you know right away. They get very sensitive, Rob. Oh my God. And you gotta laugh. You gotta have fun with that, because the audience picks up on the laugh. Oh, how many people have an iPhone? And you get 3/4 of the people have iPhones.
Yeah,
how many people have Android? You get maybe a handful, and then all of a sudden you could see like the division begin in the audience. You don't even have to talk politics.
For your iPhone user, friggin' over a piece of technology.
My Android does this, My iPhone talks to me dirty. You heard it.
Go tell him to fuck himself. Did your Android do that?
Fuck myself.
Does your Android tell you to go fuck yourself? You know what I mean?
And it's fun because I got Alexa and Siri in the same room, and it's like it's fun to think that they're both hearing me. And I forget that Alexa, now it's intelligent and has AI. It stays awake a while, so you don't have to say, hey, Alexa anymore. And now you're talking to Siri, and she's saying, and this is without creating the words, it's like she's saying, I'm not Siri, I'm Alexa. I forgot to just shut up. It's like,
you ever put them together and make them talk to each other?
Because now these smart devices stay awake long enough in case you want to elongate your what you want to do. If you have other questions, so you have to say, "Hey Siri" or "Hey Alexa." Either way, they stay awake longer, and so now you're talking to this one, forgetting this bitch is still awake, and she's interrupting you here.
That reminds me of like the guys that put like the two like the Chinese takeout guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm ordering from you. No, I'm not. You're ordering from me. Like whatever.
That was a funny thing. I've seen that. Funny as all
You
shit.
should put Alexa and Siri together and see if they talk.
Oh, yeah. It's funny.
Have
You gotta
tried
love it. You gotta love it. I wake up to her, I go to bed to her. She plays music and soundscapes for me when I go to bed. It's
excellent.
My life has changed. Next thing I can't wait is for the glasses. I know Metaframes. I want Apple. I live in the Apple.
They don't have those yet?
Coming out, and they're making the announcement this year.
Because I saw the Ray-Ban looking ones with the camera.
I saw the Ray-Ban.
What's that? That's not Apple? What is that?
No, but it gets other, platforms that can go to YouTube.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But Apple is better because you'll be able to get your messages and, your phones. I have Bose frames that just play music. I like it. And you can get your messages with them as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a pair of sunglasses with like a little camera on them. Like,
it's great. They're all over the place now. They come into
Apple
the markets.
cool.
They come into everyone's wearing. They're looking to videotape you so they can fuck you up if you do something wrong. Look what he said to me. Look, he didn't serve me right. Look what he did. Oh, jeepers crow! Everybody becomes a fink artist.
It's a civilian body
glasses.
Yeah. So pretty slow.
The civilian body cam.
It's what everybody. It's like the cops wear the body cameras, right?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Now you got the civilians are doing it with their glasses, and it's great, folks. And your privacy is gone. It's not going to come back. So get used to it. Be careful.
So just own 12 Alexas, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. They're all listening to you.
Be careful of what you say with somebody that wears eyeglasses.
Yeah, they won't even know.
Or an Apple Watch because they got audio recording, but the video recording, anybody wearing glasses, watch out. They got you on camera.
Yep.
He cut me in a pinkberry.
But can you imagine how good it would be for new comics, right? They got their glasses on, right? And they could write their material, and it could come right into their screen and their glasses, and they don't have to look at their notes anymore. Isn't that a cool thing?
A good point.
Guys out there, get those Metaframes. Get those Metaframes.
Put your notes on the
because you can write your notes. You can have them in your glasses and not look down at your notes and get delayed or what you're going to say. It'll be right there, and you could do your shit right from your eyeglasses, and nobody would know you're reading your notes.
And no one will make fun of you for putting your notes on the stool. Some people do that. I don't know.
I do it. Fuck it. But now
that's the way to go. It's a tool to use if you're a comic. Now you want to learn what's you want notes or whatever you're doing or what bit you're going to do next. You can write it and put it right through your frames. I'm telling you, technology could help you.
That is
even in comedy. Go figure.
Yeah.
My in-laws, my grandparents would call them cheaters. I guess that's going to be the real term for them.
Yeah, that's right.
Where's my cheaters? But now the comments
really got cheaters.
I got to get my cheaters on. I got a show later.
Yeah, be careful. You don't go to bed with your boyfriend or girlfriend wearing glasses. The glasses have got to come off. Otherwise, they're going to be an ugly fan right away.
Shit, dude.
That's why open mics are very important. They are the farm team of comedy. As a person like myself who's looking to book comics into shows with John Parada, I use the open mic specifically to see who we can grab and put into shows and give them a start. And that's what we do. Without open mics, you don't have that farm team. You don't have it. You don't. It's the best way to swipe left or swipe right, as you guys do when you date now. It's like at the open mics, you either swipe left or swipe right. Either way, but it allows me to see and recommend to John Parada. I mean, we have somebody up and coming. Let's see what we can do with him and give him a shot. With John Parada and myself and everybody on the crew, we try to give everybody a shot. We are not your typical comedy bookers, we are not asses. We try to give everybody a break. We work with them.
100%. I can attest to that because
you guys gave us.
This is not like not a bad spot to say, but John texted me. I don't bring a lot to John's shows. Honestly, I bring 5 to 10 people, maybe sometimes 3, sometimes none. But John still texts me, every few months, every quarter, and he's like, "Hey, man, I got this show for you. I got some hosting gigs." So that's absolutely 100% true. They give you a shot.
Everybody help.
They help out comedians if they bring in a lot of guys. If they don't, and we definitely see that. We definitely appreciate
we're
it.
Not
100%.
cliquey, and we don't.
Not at all.
Because you guys give a shit. You guys want to get
absolutely.
people in there, and you guys want to give someone a chance.
It's a hobby for us, basically.
Yeah.
We're lucky enough. We do very well in life, John and I. I'm blessed. But in the day, with the comedy aspect, it's just trying to help others. Look, I'm 69. I'm not gonna. My runway isn't as long as like Lucas. Lucas has a long runway.
Right.
These guys want to make it big, and we want to help you to get there.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
appreciate it.
I try to be funny locally. I don't want more than that. I got too much on the fire. John the same way. We're trying to help comics. That's what we do.
And you and John, it's more than words. It's actions speak louder than words. You guys definitely act on that.
It's really a great way to put a period on what we're doing tonight is by just saying we love you guys and we're here to help. And everybody needs a fair break, and hopefully we can give you that.
Yeah, we appreciate it,
guys. You should come out to a Parada / Steve DeNuccio Mike. You should. We have great feel to do these guys. They give you a chance. They and they'll always book you if you're wanting to do it.
Yep.
So, like I said, Monday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights, come out. We're going to have all of Steve's links below. We're going to have links to some of the Facebook groups for the open mics because Steve posts on there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Put that on there.
And just come out and say hi. Me, Matt, and Steve are always there, and you'll not be welcomed by a better group of people.
Come hang out.
I definitely mean that.
Tell make some comedy. Tell some jokes, hang out, have some pizza, hang out with us, and meet all the other. Every comic I met at these open mics have been great. So you're gonna meet a great crowd. Meet a great crowd wherever you go.
I wish we had more time on Mr. DeNuccio, but he's a busy man, as you heard.
He's going to fly to the mic.
He's going to fly to the mic.
Get back to the mic. I got to pay my host.
Exactly.
And Steve, I hope we can do this again.
I'd love to. I'd love
to come to your place and shoot with Nala.
We should get him and John at the same time.
We should go. You come to the Pirate Bar.
My God.
I would do that.
Pirate Bar.
If we can go to Steve's Pirate Bar with John Parada.
Can we do that as a Wright Brothers episode?
I mean, if John's cool with it,
He would be. Yeah.
Well, let's do that.
I have a destination. My Pirate Bar is a destination.
Yeah, and then we could talk about you guys doing the mics together and stuff. And I know John's got a couple other people that help him out too, but I think it'd be cool to get you and John on because you guys are really getting the other mic out there like Napolitano and stuff. We'll talk about all that. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, you guys are real true mentors to us, and just to sit down with you guys,
it'll be a lot of fun. That would be something. Consider that done.
Sounds good. Thanks,
really easy to get out here. I want to keep talking to Steve, but.
Well, you can follow him to the mic.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
See you guys. Thanks for coming out.